Paul is doing all his fight training, I was doing all my monkey training.
It looks like you're having the time of your life in this
I
film.
gotta see this movie. Everybody's, I've seen it obviously, but everybody keeps saying it just looks like just having the time of my life or something.
It does look like that. And your performance, it's so much fun to watch. I mean, how did you approach this character in the first place? It looks like you got to play around with it.
Ridley had, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 camera crews. So you never knew, especially in the big scenes, you never knew where the camera was. So I felt freer, and I'm not overly precious about my character. And he the way he put it together, he is having fun. This is what he loves. They're usually prisoners of war.
I claim this city for the glory of Rome.
Every day was truly wild. I think the experience of making the film will be similar to audiences' experience of watching the film, which is just wow. Like you cannot believe the amount of action and the way that these fights look and feel. When we were sitting in the Coliseum, it felt real. Ridley built Rome in 360. So ever you look, the world is there and living and breathing and surprising you.
It looked like Rome. I mean, he built Rome. He built the Colosseum. We were able to walk the streets, and he would fill them with what seemed like thousands of people, and horses and whatever else they had out there. It made our job as actors easier.
Empires fall, so do emperors.
This is war! Real war!
Did you find inspiration from any other movie villains, or what kind of conversations did you have with Ridley Scott about
We
both
talked
yours?
about Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten,
Yeah.
and the kind of punk danger, the feeling of not knowing what someone's gonna do, that it could go anywhere. But I must admit to you, Ridley Scott is a Beavis and Butthead fan. So we also talked about Beavis and Butthead as well.
Well, what sets him apart as a director in your eyes?
His attention to detail. He leaves you alone, but yet he supports you in every way. He makes my job as an actor easier. He doesn't waste a lot of time. We shot this movie in 51 days. Back in the day, 24 years ago, it probably would have taken 150 days.
Lucius, take your father's strength. His name was Maximus, and I see him in you.
Connie was so generous with her insight, honestly. I feel like she was a real leader on this film. It's her character and her work in the first film and her work in the second is a massive reason why audiences are coming to see it, why they're so excited. And so the way that she shared the experience of the first one and kind of demystified a lot of the process and made it much more practical and just made it more practical for all of us. She was used to the way that Ridley worked, so she also kind of shared some tips and said, if you want to do this thing, like, articulate it, like, tell him in advance. He loves performance. He loves casting people and letting them take over. And so I think she inspired a lot of confidence in all of us and was just a real leader to everybody.
And of course, you have another great co-actor, the little monkey.
Yeah.
How was what was the challenges there?
Donda's jumps in that scene, That was unplanned inspiration from the actress who plays Dondas, whose name's Sherry, and she just did that, and it's one of my favorite parts of the film. I arrived a couple weeks early during pre-production to train with Sherry, so we developed this bond and friendship so that we could feel comfortable with each other and sort of be able to move and operate as a unit together. This is like the same time that Paul is doing all his fight training. I was doing all my monkey training.